Come and play the tunes of glory. Raise your voice in celebration of the days that we have wasted in the cafe, in the station, and learn the meaning of existence in fortnightly installments. Come share this golden age.
Tony Blair was carried into Downing Street today on a political landslide and on a wave of Labour jubilation. He'd have a majority in the Commons of 179, Labour's best result ever.
It so depressed me when Noel went to Downing Street, and you see those pictures of him now, you see the news report, and he's got his nice neat haircut and he's got his posh jacket on, and Meg's bought herself a nice new dress, and everything that he was about that he didn't belong to anybody, suddenly he did. He was right in their pocket. And in that very instant, he was neutered. It was like someone had come along with a knife and just cut his bollocks off.
I defy anybody to have an official fucking thing pop on their letterbox, you know, while you're dressed like an Afghan clown fucking at 5 in the morning, you know, off your fucking head on acid and going, it's from the fucking It's from the Prime Minister. What does it say? He wants us to go around for a fucking... he's inviting us to his house for a drink. And we've got to go then. Fucking right, we've got to go.
Were you invited to number 10 Downing Street?
No, and I wouldn't have gone anyway.
Why not?
It's not my place to... So why would I go there? What have I've got nothing in common with any of them. Don't know anything about politics, don't want to. Looks like a shit house anyway, so why go there?
Why do you think Noel went?
Because he's fucking mad for it, innit? He just wanted to get in there and have a little nosy about. And part of you goes, right, yeah, I'd have gone just to have a look around like what Noel did, and part of you goes, right, I won't go because it's not my cup of tea, and then part of you goes, well, fuck that, I don't want to go out tonight. I'm going to stay in.
Why didn't I go? Because I just realised that we'd all been taken for a ride, and that, you know, everyone would be dropped. You know, there's kind of sort of the promise of... Well, okay, put it this way, maybe I was just delusional, but I'd been given the impression that I was asked there because they had an interest in what I had to say. But by the point that they got into power, it was pretty evident to me that us lot, i.e. the artists and the entertainers, were, you know, basically, if you went there, you were going to go through the front door and then just be shown the exit as soon as you got in, and as long as it all got on telly and in the papers, that's all that mattered. And then it was like, now we were in the country, fuck off.
I've never had good feelings about Tony Blair or New Labour. And it's interesting, it was a measure of how conservative the music business and the music press was at the time. You absolutely couldn't say that without getting slapped. I mean, literally, you could not criticise New Labour, you could not criticise Blair. It was, you know, verboten, it was not allowed. So desperate was everyone to believe in the con that it was.
What really pissed me off was when I kind of made a comment about I didn't really understand, or I didn't really feel he could justify sending his kids to private school, or grant-funded, sorry, that's a euphemism. And I got a letter from his office saying, don't talk about that. And that was really the end, you know, of my kind of brief flirtation with, you know, which is why when they got in and there was this 5 minutes of thanking everyone who helped promote him, I didn't really feel like I was part of the party.
But you know, you can get these CDs nowadays where they sort of play along with it.
We'd set up to watch the election all night, and I asked him how he managed to stay up all night, and he leant into me and he said, probably not by the same means you did. And at that point I thought, you fucking smart ass. And he's right, you know. I thought that was hilarious. I had a lot of respect for him after that. But there you go. There you go. The photograph looks a bit shit though, doesn't it?
This is our music from the bachelor's den. The sound of loneliness turned up to 10. A horror soundtrack from a stagnant waterbed. And it sounds just like this. This is the sound of...
I got the fear. That's true. Well, because I got what I wanted, I suppose, what I'd been after for the majority of my life, and then the actual reality of that I thought were rubbish.
It's Saturday night, and we're about to discover who's got stars in their eyes.
He's a bright boy-turned pop star, because tonight, singing live, Gareth Dickinson is Jarvis Cocker!
She came from Greece, she had a thirst for knowledge.
Oh yeah, well you just realise that you've become a knobhead. It was like you've lived, you know, I don't know how old I was, 32 or something, so you've lived your life up to a certain point for 30 years, and then suddenly all that experience and life that you've led seems to not count for anything anymore, because you can't do them things anymore, because you've got all these people going, yeah, at you. And yet the world that supposedly has now opened its doors to you, yes, welcome sir, welcome to the Celebrity Club, it just seems to be really shite. So my way of dealing with that situation was just to get as hammered as possible.
Biff Avery, screen test, take 2.
I didn't take her to the motel, she took me.
I'll tell you the unwritten law, you dumb son of a bitch.
Hey, I went to college once, but all they found were rats in my head.
Did you find This Is Hardcore, the album, a struggle to write?
This Is Hardcore, yeah, it was awful. And it was definitely the worst period of my life. Without question. I mean, really. Because I was just a mess.
Why?
Well, I mean, taking drugs doesn't help. That never helps in a situation, you know. You don't often hear people saying, oh, since he's been taking them drugs, he's such a nice person. He's really come out of his shell, he's really nice. He's blossomed.
That was Damon's accurate line of the 90s. There was a blizzard going on. It just became the accessory. And from rerunning Loaded, the toilet became the new golf course. It was where all the deals were being done. The amount of features that I got out for the magazine from sitting, you know, chopping stuff out over a table or a toilet or a... Oh yeah, I'll be in it, no problem. Have another line.
It's another English, sort of classic English cue, you know? Another great, the cocaine cue.